true. Our world could turn just like that overnight, and then boom, it gets turned upside down just like that. You don't got time to repair. You don't got time to prepare. It could do that just like that. So look at this. Never before seen. It's a trail which is equivalent to twice the diameter of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Look, NASA accidentally captured it. You think it accidentally captured it? It was mysterious roaming black hole. It was mysteriously roaming as if they describe this black hole as if it has intelligence, as if it has intelligence. It's mysteriously roaming. It's mysteriously roaming.
No beer.
According to the new study in the Astrophysical Journal, the gigantic structure travels. It travels the cosmos. It would be the first supermassive black hole ejected from its galaxy that has been identified to this day. The first ever supermassive black hole traveling. I wonder if it's in our galaxy. Is it coming? Is it coming here? Look at it.
Thing is, we're becoming a tri-solar system, but it's really four. It's a quad solar system just because of Sirius. Sirius being in the solar system. Sirius is actually a gateway door to Sirius A, B, C, and X. So the thing about Sirius, it's a portal. It's a portal to the it's a portal to the Sirius solar system because it has its own solar system. All right. So when that lines up, it is usually dealing with a Lionsgate portal, which is, in my eyes, April 27th, 2023, because 2023 is the year it crosses with 2023 Hertz. So 2023 Hertz being the year, that means that both years, timelines are crossing, right? So that's when it deals with 2024, because in 2024, you expected this to happen, but you're seeing it happen when the energy from the Hertz come, which is 2024 Hertz. So it's literally time traveling going on, right? Because CERN is like the machine off the Umbrella Academy. So while they're trying to see some shit, we're going to have to experience some shit. Because them stars that fell, those were just satellites, right? So apparently it sounds like the satellites are about to get knocked out. Well, some satellites are about to get knocked out, right? Because 6D energy is dealing with half of the timeline. And really, in my eyes, it goes up to 9. But knowing energy can keep going and going higher. And now that I'm realizing the 4 has something to do with the 369, which is where the 2 and the 8 comes from, right? Because it takes 3 cycles or 3 completions to get to the 9, right? It's 3 times 3 equals 9. Can't get the 6 without the 3. You can't get the 9 without the 3 and the 6. But how did the 12 come in play? Because the 12 is really just saying that it's entering a higher level because there's no number greater than 9. So how does the 12 come in play is because the 12 is actually representing another rebirth, right? Around the 360. Because once the long hand and the short hand, once the long hand and short hand leaves the 12, it repeats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that being said, the 12 just represents the 3, right? But it ties to the timeline because the timeline actually stops at the 9D energy, dealing with 9 suns. But that's dealing, the 12 is just a rebirth of the 9. So when you're talking about the 9, it's the rebirth of the 9 ether, right? Because like right now, we're being rebirthed into carbon, the 666, right? This is what 6D represents because D represents the UV light, denoting a new energy. So when it comes to these zodiacs, we pretty much have 6 making 3 binaries. But when A plus B come together, it creates a new light, right? That's why these constellations be aligned and shit, feel me? Because it works in synergy. But y'all, like, the 230-foot meteor, they were saying, now it matches the 230-foot space act. This is shit from Tesla. Carried. The 230-foot rocket carried the Amazonas Nexus communication satellite to orbit for a Spanish operation. And where is this shit happening? Around the UK? So this deals with communication with the cells. Because satellites are meant for tracking, right? Oh shit. Let's just play this.
It got ejected from its galaxy. A unique detail is that it leaves behind, this is unique, that means it is very rare. It leaves behind a trail of young stars as its journey unfolds in a phenomenon like never before seen, you all. How are we? Hello there, Rich the Prophet. How are we doing over here? Never before seen, but appreciated. It's never been appreciated. In a phenomenon never before appreciated. New stars in its wake follow up. The spectroscopic observations revealed that the wake left behind by the runaway, it ran away. Supermassive black hole. Hello, the rapper Brooks, honey. The supermassive black hole, composed of a string of newborn stars, which reaches 200,000 light years long, after it got ejected. Ejected means, honey, you are kicked out from its home galaxy, you all. It got ejected from its home galaxy. The black hole, compressed gas, on its way to leave behind a long trail of young stars. This unusual event occurred when the universe was about half its current. Half its current what, Gina? half its current age, about 6.9 billion years old, or years. They believe that this gas associated with this blue star trail is being impacted and heated. The motion of a supermassive black hole, or it's failing that, could be radiation from an accretion disk around the rogue structure. You know what rogue means? Rogue doesn't sound too good. The word rogue, it's a rogue structure. Let's look at this. An unprincipled, deceitful, unreliable, a rascal, mischievous scamp, a vagrant. Rogue, deceitful, unreliable, scoundrel, mischievous, a scamp. They're describing this thing that's headed straight toward us, you all. The gas that is in front, of the black hole is discharged by this very high-speed supersonic impact. It is not yet known exactly how it works. They don't even know how this is working. How is this thing coming here? They don't know how it's happened because it's never been seen before, you all. It hasn't. They don't know how it's happening. It's unlike anything, and that's what they said. It's unlike anything that we have seen, said the scientists. They've never seen it before. They don't know what to think. Extreme and unique. Everything indicates that it's an intergalactic rocket, is the result of multiple collisions of supermassive black holes. They suspect that two galaxies emerged approximately 50 million years ago, resulting in the formation of a supermassive black hole binary system at its center. Could that be the Nibiru system? Another galaxy with its own supermassive black hole, they said, would have collided with the previous structure. And this caused one of the supermassive black holes, precisely the runaway Voyager, to shoot out into, look at this, you all, to shoot out into the cosmos in a specific direction. It got shot out in the cosmos in a specific direction. They just accidentally caught it at the same time, and the binary black holes escaped in the opposite direction due to the forces involved in the collision. The ejective supermassive black hole, with the mass of about 20 million suns, is traveling at an extreme speed on a gas highway that spawns new stars in its path. It is traversing the cosmos at a speed that would allow it to travel from the Earth to the Moon in just 14 minutes. Scientists will make a follow-up observation with the James Webb Telescope and the Chandra X-ray Observatory to finally confirm the explanation and the origin of this rogue. Look, finally confirm the origin and nature of this rogue black hole. The rogue black hole, you all. They're not going to tell you. Okay, they told this. This is what they said. If there were, here's what they said, you all. This is really important. Let me tie this in, you all. I hope this is okay. This is what they said. If I can't find it. But what they said, wait a minute, you all. somehow in this National Library of Medicine, I think it was a different one right here, they said, look at this. Look at this, black clouds versus random variation, black cloud phenomenon, cellular turns and stuff like that. They said if there was a Q or a supermassive black hole or black cloud that was headed this way, there would be no warning. We've done a video on this channel. We have this YouTube channel about the supermassive black hole, and we found it the other day. Let me get to this, you all. The other day we showed it. Let's come over here. Let's come over here to the supermassive black hole. I think you can find the links of what we were talking about. Where are we at? Right here. The invisible primordial black hole. I think it's this video right here that we have went to the white paper on it because it talked about if there was one to show up, there would be no warning system whatsoever. They would not warn because they do not devote resources to such a thing as that. You will not be warned. They said if it shows up, if the Q shows up, like in the Q, the Calamarian shows up from Star Trek, or the black cloud, the black whatever, they're not going to tell you. They said there they would not tell you, you all. Like this too. We got two of these videos like that, and they were sitting there laughing. They thought it was funny that an invisible monster was headed this way. I don't think it's funny at all. I don't think it's funny at all. So let me get back over here. So this they got we've got something happening. Look. A black hole is kicked out of the galaxy. See how they're talking? Just think of this black hole as an entity. An entity. It got kicked out. It got kicked out of heaven. It was its home. It got kicked out. And it's hurtling through space, leaving a trail behind. But it's headed toward Earth. It's headed toward Earth. And, look, the Milky Way's black hole flash illuminated gas far outside our galaxy. The African flames witnessed this flare as a ghostly glow overhead in the constellation of Sagittarius. It might have persisted for 1 million years, you all. Let me get this back here. So we got an alert coming. It's coming right here in the UK tomorrow on the 23rd. We're not having one. And they're telling you, do not be in your car. If you can avoid from being in your car when this alert comes out right here, stay home until the alert system is gone, because it happens at 3 p.m. Stay home until the alert is over. You can see 3 p.m. And then if you got to go out, go out. If you got to go out, go out. They got big arrests right now. We need big arrests. A sacred female 23. Yes, they need to arrest the evil on the earth. It's round up the evil. Round them up. Round them all up and put them to where they can't get out. Stick them inside a...
You know the bad thing about this shit, bro? They have millions of people, damn near trillions of people dealing with this technology that's going to hold a frequency. So when that frequency, you got to realize frequency send out signals. You feel me? Even if you hear it or you don't, right? So say like if I told 1 million people around the world to yell out the same note, right? That would create a powerful energy just because it's 1 million people doing it all at once, right? So that being said, this emergency alert is a EMP. And the shit that I've been saying, bro, is when 6D hits, that's when the shutdown happens. Because 6D is settling. That's why it's been clear skies and shit. Or seem like nothing's been going on. Because 6D is settling. It's part of that 3, the rebirth. When it settles, it enters the 7D cycle. But the thing is, the 7D cycle opens up the gates above. So that's when you're talking about this Lionsgate. This black hole, right? Shit. And when it's above, that means it opens up below. Whatever opens up above deals with the energy below. That's just a fact. So when 7D is starting the cycle on our side of the Greenwich line, which seems to be tomorrow or today, because it usually takes about a week. And low key, since time is actually 9 days back, we're actually dealing with Easter in a certain extent, and or dealing with the sacrificial of Christ. You feel me? The sacrifice of Christ. A lot of people are doing stuff, not even realize what they're doing. And it could be easy to get caught up in this energy if you're letting your vibration get lowered by something that doesn't even make sense. Because that will happen. You feel me? So keep your energy clear. Whoop-de-woo. Cause this shit's some shit.
Send them through CERN to the other black hole. Send them over there into another dimension, so they can't get out. Just and shut the door. Shut the door. That's what they need to do. Shut it. The emergency alert will be happening, you all. There is. I want that black hole is headed toward Earth, though. Headed towards Earth.
It's because 7D is opening. When you're dealing with 6D, 7, 8, 9 begins to open.
Look, is there an unknown black hole heading toward Earth?
That black hole is going to connect to 8 and 9.
Why do they have to say quantum? Hiding in plain sight. They have good evidence. It's headed toward Earth is headed toward the supermassive black hole. We're headed toward it. Why are we headed toward it? That's it, you all. I'm done. I'm done about that, you all, because something is going on. It is, and it's kind of quiet today, really. If you think about it, it's a little bit quiet where we're at. But it's the quiet, it's the whatever before the storm. Oh, my nose is itching. Oh my gosh, my nose has started to itch. It's the silence before the storm. That's right, you all. CERN. And they just came out with that story last week, and we got the meteor shower. So we got the Lyrids meteor shower tonight. It will peak around 9 p.m. and there will be the glow of the radiant that you will see above the horizon in the northeastern sky. It will be there, you all. That's what they said.
Denoting units of time. So, what have I been teaching y'all? Dimension, 6D. D stands for delta. Delta stands for the UV. Delta stands for denoting new energy cycle. Delta stands for changing the underlying assets. It means a lot. But denoting units of time means denoting denoting units of energy. So what is how does the stars or whatever above denotes energy towards us? It denotes it through frequencies, through hertz, right? So hertz is actually the year. Remember this. I'm explaining how the timelines are crossing, dealing with the Kundalini rising. It's 360 science. For real. It's not no conspiracy, make up a joke type shit, bro. So let's see what this means. Science. Because they most likely gonna tell you what the fuck it is through the name. Light year is a distance to travel in 1 year. Light zips through interstellar space at alright, so lie is light year. Degrading reduction. Dispersed state. Dispersion. Rhode Island means in science. Oh shit. Respiratory infection. Denoting. Oh fuck, bro. Oh fuck, bro. Ah, see what I mean? Uh, oh fuck, bro. I mean, like niggas be waiting. It's like so many people waiting for this shit to happen. I mean, it's a good thing at the same time, but the way you sound when you're saying that shit, it's just like a lot of people may drop tomorrow due to this. So, like I said, I really be hoping that I'm wrong when it's coming to shit like this. I really be hoping I'm wrong when it comes to people too. It's like giving the benefit of doubt. But alright, I'm gonna break this down to you the best way I can without getting off topic, because I tend to do that a lot because it be so much to explain when it comes to this shit, and I don't like missing out on certain things, but I'm just trying to go with the flow of this so I don't miss out. So look, RI means respiratory infection, right? So when we looked up lie, first of all, lie is part of the word lysis, and lysis means pathological blood destruction. when you're dealing with an infection and you got infected, that's because of red blood cells beginning to die. And it's a respiratory problem because of the proteins that's been transported to your respiratory system, your hemoglobin, right? So that deals with your immune system, your immunoglobin, right? And the deficiency of an immunoglobin is pretty much immunoglobin deficiencies is pretty much another way of saying HIV, right? The crazy thing is, it comes from, I'm not saying the COVID word, I'm saying CVID. This is something you can look up and you find all the patents, CD18, CD19, CD20, and more under that. So that ties down to the that ties down to that. I'm trying to find what we saw earlier in the video. Energy energy distribution measurement unit. LI stands for Langley. What is a Langley? Okay, Gina, don't get mad at me. Alright. So LI stands for Langley, which means Energy Distribution Measurement Unit. This definition appears very frequently and is found in the following acronym finder categories of science, medicine, and engineering, because that ties to metaphysics, right? So that being said, what is Langley? Langley meaning the military. Langley Air Force Base, originally known as Langley Field, is named after Samuel Langley, a aerodynamic pioneer and former secretary of Smithsonian Institution. Oh, fuck. This shit got me teared up, because it's crazy when you're seeing this shit, bro. Like, I hope whoever watch this video, bro, share this video, bro. Share the fuck out of it. Alright, because we gonna figure this shit out. So technically, you could say that the headquarters for the CIA is located in both Langley and McLean, Virginia. But Langley is actually the name of the neighborhood in McLean in which the CIA resides. Six 633rd Air Base Wing. 6 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. CIA formal designations for these individuals are paramilitary operation officers and specialized skills officers. Paramilitary operation officers often attend the clandestine service trainee program, which trains them as clandestine intelligence operatives at an international paramilitary training course. Hell no. What do y'all be? What is paramilitary, bro? I don't like that para. See, we done found this through the prefix li, li, which is part of lysis, right? So that's also para that's being found mixed with military, which is part of paralysis, right? So let's define paramilitary, because who the hell is, why is y'all like, sounds like some shadow government type stuff, if you ask me. So paramilitary is organized similarly to the military force. Soldiers and police have been killed in conflicts with the drug cartels and their paramilitary allies. A paramilitary is an organization whose structures, tactics, training, subculture, and often functions are similar to those of a professional military, but is not part of a country's official or legitimate armed forces. Repeat, a paramilitary is an organization whose structures, tactics, training, subculture, and often function are similar to those of professional military, but is not part of the country's official or legitimate armed forces. Paramilitary groups is organized like an army, but is not official and not often legal. Connected with and helping the official armed forces in some country, police and firefighters have paramilitary training. The category paramilitary organizations based in the United States include private militias in the United States, militia movement, which are organized privately by armed individuals who establish their own leadership and lines of responsibility. One of the terms thrown out by police critics is paramilitary, implying that law enforcement is occupying force and therefore a bad way to operate. By definition, the term means organized similar to military force according to the dictionary that is not inherently evil. The National Guard usually refers to a militia or a military force, a paramilitary force, a police force, or gendarmerie. So, sounds like they're about to start moving in on niggas. So, this is the time people need to be working together and not separating, because you're most likely around certain people for a reason. You feel me? So times it's about to change up as we enter in 6D, pretty much the seventh heaven. So let's just split para and military up real quick because we gotta figure out these meanings. This is my first time looking this up. Feel me? That's why my videos don't really be having structure most of the time. Paragraph paratrooper. What is a paratrooper? A member of a paratroop regiment or airborne unit. So these airborne units. All right. So is this the fake alien attack? Okay. Para means in Latin defense, protection against. Word forming element of Latin origin means defense, protection against, that which protects from. Imperative of power to ward off, make ready, to produce, procure, or a prefix with many meanings alongside, near, resembling, beyond, apart. For example, parathyroid glands are called parathyroid because they are adjacent to the thyroid. Para is to be taken to mean defense against or protection from. It is easy to see that a parasol is a defense against the sun. I didn't know that chute mean fall in French, but that makes meaning of the parachute easy to see. To let go, to lose, to let avoid, neglect. Avoid, neglect. The paramilitary. Science. No scientist. No, the main scientist. Para describes a molecule with substitute at 1 in 4 positions on the aromatic compound. In other words, the substituent is directly opposite the primary carbon of the ring. That's talking about your tetracovalent bond, which is symbolized by D, delta, denoting new energy within when it's denoting new energy outside of you, right? Because remember, lie was still tying down to the measured unit of time. But when it's dealing with AIs, the AI is a replica of the cycle, the universal cycle. So when it's dealing with AI technology, you have something called Unix time, right? And the Unix time is the definition of cron. You might ask me, why am I saying cron? It's because when you split Omi, you would get A to C or I, right? So the other part of Omicron is cron. And cron is the command line utility, is a job scheduler. Read between the lines because you have to realize any technology is a reflection of you. So for it to even work, it has to manipulate energy, natural energy. It's just how anything works pretty much most of the time, right? That's why you have gold, copper and all types of shit inside of these technologies, just like you. So look, the cron command line utility is a job scheduler on Unix-like operating systems. Users who set up and maintain software environments use cron jobs to schedule jobs. They use cron jobs to schedule jobs, also known as cron jobs, to run periodically at fixed times, dates, or intervals. At fixed times, dates, or intervals. The cron job is set to fixed times, dates, or intervals. And this is how it matches up with bot. Okay? Because the first thing you think of is a robot. A person who cages Scrounger, who is called oh, I didn't put meaning. So bot meaning. See, the first thing people think of when you say a bot is a robot, but the first definition that they always have is an autonomous program on the internet or another network that can interact with systems or users, right? So how does it interact with systems and users, right? Through satellites, right? Because the satellites is doing what? Is orbiting around the planet, right? And tracking energies due to time. So when it's orbiting around the planet, that means it can interact with systems or users. You're the user, okay? You're using the system. Period. Everyone around the world, this is what makes this shit bad, because everyone around the world uses the system. Even if you took the walk or didn't. You're in between the fuckery that's going on right now. You see? So that being said, yeah, it could be an EMP about to happen today or tomorrow. Because I was already saying what was going to happen. So I gave the dates. Because the dates led up to this for me. So look, in Tom and his program, so if you ask where the reason I said cron and bot goes together is because these two words right here go together. Omicron and Xenobot. Okay. These words are really acronyms, but they're not going to show it as acronyms. So I'm going to show you how it is an acronym, right? Because this all deals with the 7. And we're about to be dealing with 7D on outside of the Greenwich line before the lunar eclipse. That's where it was set to the time. It's just the lunar eclipse isn't going to be there in time to stop it, because that's what the lunar eclipse did. It manipulated that energy so it could continue doing what it's doing. But since this event is going to happen before the lunar eclipse, it might knock out whatever that was connected to it, these satellites, right? So look, so Omi means Ayan. Ayan is also known as the great evil beast that is not, and the anti-god is essential primordial deity that embodies antimatter as well as darkness, evil, impurity, and chaos, while simultaneously it is a literal opposite of God, the not of what God is. So in ancient Hebrew, ayin means eye, right? Watch, no, shade. So boom. So remember that. But ayin deals with the number 7. Because of the Greek and the Hebrew chart. I'll show you in a second. But let's look at what Zayin means. Because Zayin is Hebrew, Ayin is Hebrew, right? But in Greek, it's Zeta and Omicron, right? So in Greek is Zeta and Omicron, in Hebrew is Zayin and Ayin. But if you look at the word Zayin, it has the word Ayin in it, and it's still represented by 7 because 7 plus 0 equals 7. So that means that's pretty much a reverse energy of that of that uh of that 7. So symbolism wise, it would make antennas if you were to reverse the symbol, right? So now it would look like horns if you was like put those two symbols on your brain, like antennas, or your ears. It's gonna deal with your ears because of the frequency. When you hear loud pitches, it hurts your ears, right? Because it's dealing with the antenna. I'm just saying it by symbolism. So look, Zayn. Okay, so Z joined A. So that's pretty much, and Z, because Zayn stands for Zeta, and Zeta or Zota in Greek. So the Z combine its energy with Omicron, right? Zeta, Omicron, A and Zayn. Still dealing with 7, all right? But Zayn means weapon. So if Ayin means I, together it means I weapon. See, it's the 7th letter. See,